Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, us Bulls fans just got some great news on the 2026 NBA Draft. You may be asking, well, what is that great news? Well, the Chicago Bulls might not win another game this entire season. After the last couple of games, Bulls currently on a 9-game losing streak, and that pathetic display they put out there on the basketball court last night against the New York Knicks, who, keep in mind, a New York Knicks team, yes, very good, but they were playing their third game in 4 days, and the Bulls just cannot give a consistent effort for all 48 minutes. And I think it is fully on the table at the Bulls win maybe 2-3 games for the rest of the season. But I think that's good news for us Bulls fans because right now their current odds to get a top 4 pick land at 20.3% and a 4.5% chance to land the number 1 overall pick in the 2026 NBA Draft. Now they are catching up to the Memphis Grizzlies to take their spot in the top 8 of the NBA draft lottery, which if they do that, the top 4 odds jump to 26%, and the number 1 overall pick odds jump up to 8%. So obviously that'd be a huge advantage for the Chicago Bulls. But hey, if you guys want the Bulls to land that top 4 pick, go down there, hit that thumbs up icon for us, try to get the good mojo heading our ways as Bulls fans, as we desperately need it. There is nothing that can fix an NBA franchise more than landing a generational prospect. And lucky for Bulls fans, in this draft, there are 4 of them. So if you guys want the Bulls to land a top 4 pick, go down there, smash that thumbs up icon. All right, I want to close out today's show talking about some draft targets for your Chicago Bulls. Now, you have 4 guys who are pretty unlikely because the Bulls, again, only have a 20% chance to land a top 4 pick. And here are the top 4 undisputed. It's Darren Peterson, guard out of Kansas, elite offensive generator, good size to him. Now, some question marks on how badly does he want to be great with some load management going on at the college level right now with his game. Got some question marks around him. Cameron Boozer, an incredibly intelligent player, solid defensively. Doesn't have the deepest bag for an offensive talent heading into the NBA, but he is still very, very solid. Then you got a guy like AJ DeBansa, really reminds me of like a prime Tracy McGrady, elite offensive threat, can score in every way, and also very deep bag. And then you got the defensive mastermind, Caleb Wilson, kind of reminds me of Kawhi Leonard type of player coming out. So those are the big 4. And before I dive into 5 draft prospects here, we did a previous show where I think 3 of the top 5 draft prospects I was talking about were all guards, and everybody was killing me in the comment section saying, Patrick, why would the Bulls draft a guard? We have 9 guards on the roster. No guards on this Bulls roster should guarantee a spot over any of these guys in the NBA draft. Like, are you going to not draft a guard because you have Anthony Simons, because you have Jaden Ivey, because you have Colin Sexton, or even Trey Jones and Josh Giddey? Absolutely not. That makes no sense. The Bulls are so far away from competing for a championship. They should just be trying to get the best player available. And if it's a guard, then it's a guard. I don't think there are any players on this Bulls team, even Modest Buzelis, my guy, that should be saying like, oh, we have this guy, so we're not going to draft this guy. There's just not enough talent on the Bulls roster to say that. And we're going to start off here with the guard, Darius Acuff Jr. out of Arkansas. This guy is absolutely amazing. He is so much fun to watch also out there on the basketball court. And he had a monster game recently versus Alabama. He had 49 points, also playing in 50 minutes in that game. But he was 16 of 27, 6 of 10 from downtown, got to the free throw line at a good clip, going 11 to 12 from the line. And, no doubt that he is an elite offensive scorer. But the thing that I love the most about Acuff is that he's an alpha out there on the basketball court. Like, you feel this guy. He is going at other guards. He's talking smack, and I'm sure if you ever got to see this guy play in person, you would even be feeling that to a bigger extent. But I love the way he plays. He's got some dog to him. He's got some alphaness, which I think the Bulls right now, not a lot of alphas on this team. Not a lot of guys who are going to say it with their chest when they're out there on the basketball court. But Acuff, he fits that bill. So I think he would be one of my top prospects right now. And then another guy I absolutely love in terms of his fit with the Chicago Bulls, Nate Ament out of Tennessee, the 6'10" stretch forward. Very, 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 very skilled for a big fella. He's also, the thing I love about him that we have seen throughout the year is that he's gotten better every single week. Like, he was very raw during his first couple of months at Tennessee, but we've seen over the last couple of months just being more polished, getting to that pull-up jumper a little more, and then just being an elite three-point shooter at his size. 38.7% right now from downtown, averaging 18 a night. And I think he would be a perfect fit for the Bulls' young core. If you're trying to build around Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, Noah Senge, you want a guy who can be an elite offensive scorer at the 4 or 5 spot. That is Ament. Now, does he struggle a little bit defensively? Yes, but he still has an NBA body where I think if he got in the right organization, not saying the Bulls are that, But if he got in the right spot, I think he would end up being a huge difference maker. And just having that stretch forward next to Bozelis, I think that would open up his game a whole lot. So watch out for Ament. I think if the Bulls do land like the 8th pick, that would probably be my number one prospect on the board. Now, a polarizing option here. Yaxel Lendeborg, 23 years old, so obviously an older prospect compared to most of these guys, are true freshmen that we're going to talk about today. But in terms of Yaxel, I really have no interest in the Bulls drafting him. 27 years old. He is a very, very dominant college player. Don't want to take anything away from him. Like, he's elite defensively. His switchability at the college level is very, very good. But when it translates to the NBA level, with his limited offensive bag, with him being an older prospect, I just don't think that's the direction the Bulls want to go. If I'm a contending team and Yaxel drops to like 15 and the San Antonio Spurs are picking there because they're Atlanta Hawks pick, then maybe I would take that if I was San Antonio. But with where the Bulls are at, if they took him at maybe 8 or 9, I think that would be a disastrous pick. So you guys choose a prospect for me. Nate Ament or Yaxel Lendeborg. I'm going Nate every day of the week here. I just think his game translated a whole lot better to the NBA level. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Give me an NA for Nate Ament or give me a YL for Yaxel Lendeborg. All right, we'll get to more draft prospects here in a second, but let me tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, shoot your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly on lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, PrizePicks is now giving you $50 on lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. And PrizePicks is super simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you guys get your picks right, you could cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports. Anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. Choose any of those on PrizePicks. So if you guys download the PrizePicks app today, we'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups. After you put your first $5 lineup, just make sure you plug in promo code CLNS. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But a massive shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. We'll get this link for you guys in the comment section and description. But shout out to PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, number 4 on our list, we're going to go with Houston guard Kingston Flemings. Now, Kingston Flemings is an absolute electrifier with the basketball in his hands. He can beat anybody off the dribble, an incredibly first quick step. He has everything you'd want offensively out of a smaller guard. But the problem with Kingston Flemings, and this is where I'm so curious where he's going to go in the NBA draft, is his archetype is getting flushed out of the NBA. Like, he kind of falls into the Kobe White, Anthony Simons, Zach LaVine bucket where it's like, yes, you can go be a guy who can walk out of the gym or walk onto the gym and score 20 points a night very easily. Can shoot the 3 ball, good floater, quick first step. But if you can't guard and you're undersized, you have to be so elite offensively to make it worth it, you being out there on the basketball court. And I say all that to say this. Like, this guy's an absolute stud. Like, you go watch the Houston Cougars play, this guy is a generator. He is the one, and they go as he goes. Like, I love his game. I love how he plays also just more team basketball than you would think out of an elite offensive skilled guard like he is. But I just don't know about his archetype in the NBA anymore. It is starting to get flushed out here in the modern day game. Now, another guard from Illinois, Keaton Wagler, polarizing prospect here. This guy, I can't tell if his athletic ability and his physical profile is going to hold him back from being an elite NBA star, or if he is so just naturally skilled as a basketball player where he could be like a Tyrese Halliburton. Because I have seen some ridiculous comps for this guy, comparing him to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Don't really see that. I see where people are coming from with the elite pull-up midi game and his ability to use his body in the paint, but he's just not as physical or athletic as SGA. SGA, even coming out of Kentucky, like, this guy was a highly touted high school prospect. Keaton was, I think, a 3-star recruit before he got to Illinois. I think he needs to add a lot more physicality to his game, because I could see him running into an NBA gym, going up against some more physical guards in the league, like the Carusos, the Lou Dorts, and just getting punked. But he could be like a Tyrese Halliburton, where even though he is a little undersized, not the best athlete, he's just a really damn good basketball player. So Keaton Wagler, that would be a very polarizing choice for the Bulls. But knowing the Bulls, if I had to call who they draft at, let's just say, pick number 8 right now, I'd probably put my money on Keaton Wagler. But you also have the conversation, like, can he play off-ball next to Josh Giddey? He's more of an on-ball guard. So do you want Wagler, Giddey being 2 heavy ball-dominant guys? Like, I don't necessarily love that fit, but Hey, you guys let me know. Name a player that the Bulls need to draft this upcoming season. Drop that prospect's name down below in the comment section. And also hit that subscribe button on your way out. We keep you guys posted with everything around your Chicago Bulls. Appreciate all of you guys watching. As always, go Bulls.